Hey, what's up? What's up? Rise and grind. Be intentional about your day. Make sure today you strive to be the best as you can be. Okay. That's what you should do every day. Just be the best version of yourself. Help somebody. Don't be selfish. Be selfless. Right. Um, Good deeds always come back. You just gotta be a good person. And today I want to talk a little bit about just life in general, um in sports. Like I think during our show last night, man, it kind of put me back in the space where I feel like we are moving backwards. We are moving backwards. Hold on. um we moving backwards, man. And I see a lot of people, man, that just don't care about morals. They don't care about integrity. They don't care about really fairness, right? Only when they are the ones suffering is when people care about integrity, morality, right? So I'm talking about, people playing games, knowing that they have an advantage, but they don't care because they are the ones with the advantage. I'm talking about people who are leaving, right, just because things are not going their way. I'm talking about a slew of things. And people really don't care about fair until they are the one that's disadvantaged. And so it kind of put me in a state of mind, man. Like it explains why a lot of our kids are moving backwards. It explains why, some of them grow up to not be stable. Some grow up to be dependent, right? We try to spearhead their every move, and it end up putting them in a position of being dependent. And how do I get that from football and life and this and that? Like I'm going to explain it and I'm going to break it down. I feel for a lot of these kids because I really think that everything is about the parent, about the coaches, and not about the child. And it's almost like it's the same as the parent who's more concerned about what the kid wears as opposed to what the kid learns. Although learning will take them further, they care more about the appearance and the perception that a child may have for them. It ain't about the kid. If you allow a kid to dress themselves, I promise it would not be what the adult is putting on them, right? So the kids doesn't they don't care about certain things. When we at a game, the parent wants to take the child out and leave because the kid may not be performing his best. The child is very upset about the wins and losses, but after the game, the kids are playing amongst each other. The parent is putting more emphasis on things that kids don't even care about. If the child is having fun, why is the parent upset? And I came and it clicked to me. This is not about the kids. This is about perception of making the parent look good, even when it's not good. And to that point, they will fight for that image, right? Which they'll be at the games when it doesn't look good and presentable, they're willing to fight. They're willing to go all out just to try to protect and save that image of them doing everything right. It's no longer about the kids. It's no longer about the kids because if you ask a lot of those kids that these parents are putting all these emphasis on, chances are these kids probably can't even read. Chances are a lot of these kids can't read, can't do math, can't do really no work. But the parent is putting more emphasis on that field as opposed to what that child is learning. Are you going over the homework for these kids like you doing for the when it comes to the coaching aspect? Are you reaching out to the teachers the way that you reach out to the coaches? I'm sorry, last night brought me to this place that I'm at now, because now I'm looking at my demographic and then I'm understanding why we are in such dire shape. We got the biggest spending budget, but none of it goes to us. Everything goes to other people. And anytime that we give each other something, it's always in the form of inappropriate music, um, sports, the streets, right? Everything that we learn and teach our kids is in a form of degeneracy. And that's sad. If you ask those kids what did they learn from their parents, I could guarantee you some of that stuff is not even good. Companies know that if they play music, right? The whole perception is that if I can play a Cardi B, or if I can play what's her name, a Red, whatever her name, some Red, right? I can get promiscuous young women. If I play all of the songs that are about killing and this and this and this and that, chances are I can have more people coming to my prisons. And these companies are promoting all this stuff for a reason. They make the product and we consume the product, and we display the product. I keep telling people football is supposed to be the life lesson, but there's no lesson to be learned any longer in youth football because the parents are not allowing these kids to develop character. They're not allowing them to develop how to deal with resistance, right? Adversity, none of that. We only move the way that makes us look good as parents. We're not thinking about how hard life will be for kids as they get older, and they're prepared enough to go on by themselves and handle business. Because right now, the only thing that most of them are going to do is come back, stay into the house. They're going to be that child that, because I've seen it too often. They're going to be that child that stay in the house where the parents complaining, "Oh, go get a job, go do this, go do that," because we're not teaching them life lessons. There's a lot of men out here, such as myself, that acts. I say, if your kid don't know how to do math or something like that, listen, I taught my daughter and my son, who is 3 years old, who know all the way up to multiplication right now. I'm willing to take time for your kid so they can be up to par, right? On math and all that. Nobody reached out. But if I had something, that really doesn't matter, some gloves or whatever it is, people will be there in a heartbeat. So I'm talking about prioritizing things so we can get these kids up to par. A lot of these kids are going to make money, but do they know how to keep money? What are the things that we're teaching them to make sure that they're able to keep money? See, a lot of people don't know that. I went to school for finance. I'm trying to give all my information that I've learned to these kids so they can know how to keep money, build money, create money, and make money work for them. Residual income. Nobody is coming. Nobody is trying to bring their kid to learn and soak up all the information that I got. Everything is about a damn football field. If they don't got football, what do they rely on after that? See, that's the thing. There's a life outside of football that a lot of people are not catering to. I know a lot of young men want to play football because that's how they escape their reality momentarily. But what do they do when they leave the coaches and it ain't all about X's and O's? A lot of that is they pick up pistols, they pick up guns, they listen to these rappers. They think that these rappers are really living the way that they saying that they are, right? You got these kids, I mean, they get an A in cuss words. They know every cuss word in there. But if I sit there and say, man, that's deleterious, a lot of people won't know what that is because their vocabulary is this big. And I'm saying every last one of us have millionaires in our home. We're just not developing it. And I hate that I have to come and have this conversation, but I can never lie to my audience. I can never lie to the people that support me. I just have to be, I just have to be honest with the state of youth football. This is how we always get fights because we got parents who really can't even communicate. They can't communicate. Their communication, fuck nigga, you this, you that, right? Instead of, hey, you know what? That's inappropriate. I'm sorry. I apologize. That wasn't becoming of me. But this person got to be every cuss word in the book, knowing that type of interaction, it only resolved into conflict. Everything about our interaction is drama. And to be honest, the only person, and it's no racial undertone, but the only person that's making money off of that is the white folks. So they taking all of your trauma, all of that behavior, and they putting you in prisons or they put you on TV, right? Just to show how ignorant some people are, and they monetizing it, and these folks don't even get $1 from it. I'm saying, man, start building these kids the right way. When I'm giving information like this, take heed to what I'm saying. I'm not telling people this just to be telling them this. I'm really trying my best to make sure that you guys have the most knowledge possible so you can try to put yourself in a position to really win. A lot of people don't really want to win. And this is why a lot of people from where I'm from, they didn't test me because I went through all the stuff that they went through. And them folks, they knew it. The only thing is I had my own mind. I kept my own mind. I told people, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. I'm telling you, I was so favored one time. I'm going to tell you one time. They went to try to steal a vehicle. Now, keep in mind, these folks was successful at stealing vehicles all the time. They tried to take one when I was with them at one time. It didn't start. That's not my life. That wasn't my purpose. My purpose is to be here to help these babies, man. That's why I never charged them, because I'm thinking of the parents who couldn't afford it. But why am I sitting here investing my time and worrying about parents who can't afford certain things and they buying things that they really can't afford? Why should I stress myself out to continue to do stuff when, one, people not listening to what you're saying, two, people don't appreciate what you're doing, and three, people really can afford to pay for your time, but they don't don't really consider nothing that you're doing. My thing is this, bro. For those who are not clear about what I'm trying to do, I am trying to do something such as make sure that these babies, when they get a lot of money, they keep their money. Understand business. Understand that you can create a job. You don't have to give anybody anything. You can create businesses and employ them folks. You could do all these things and do it being righteous and not give your money to people who are only seeking financial stability, who don't really love you. They only seeking financial stability. That's my aim for these young men, to make sure that they're knowledgeable, to make sure that they know how to keep their money, to make sure they're not getting taken over by these advisors, to make sure that they understand how to build wealth. But we got a lot of other side distractions where everybody wants to tell a story about how they fought at a certain game, a kid's game, ruining these kids' lives, right? Ruining the eventer, the promoters' way of living, which is they throw events and then now they can't do it because they can no longer get that venue because certain people can't contain their emotions. And people think that that should be so cute. The thing about it is, I'm a person, I come from the streets. That's why can't nobody tell me nothing. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Because a lot of people don't care. I be seeing I be seeing parents on the sideline wanting to fight because they kid got hit too hard. Calling a little kid the F word, getting upset. They can't control themselves. And I know, man, that today I came on. A lot of people don't want to hear this. But guess what? I say things all the time people don't want to hear because it ain't because I want to be controversial. It's because I genuinely love people. And I know that people can do better because I was that person that when I first came to Atlanta, I left. I was supposed to be here 2 weeks. I left in 4 days because there wasn't enough drama. So I've been in that space. I've been in that space, but it took other individuals who were successful to be like, bro, this you better than this. And I gotta tell people, y'all better than this. Y'all better than this. I know some people are putting so much pressure on their kids because they don't have no way of getting out or they can't see themselves getting out on their own. So they're trying to pressure their child to be great. And I'm telling you, it's the wrong thing. Cuz why would you wait what? But your kid might, let's say your kid's 6 years old. Why would you wait 10 years just for your child to make some money if they're really good? You can be getting money now. You could go reach out to them companies. But that I guess that's too much like right. Instead, we rather bankrupt the coaches, right? We'll go and ask them to give me 3, 4, 5,000 for my son to play here, but we would not go to none of them corporations who got money set aside specifically for people who are able to put their brand in front of other individuals. And that's why I'm saying we working super backwards. You know what I'm saying? But hey man, let me see who all in here real quick. I'm sorry, y'all, man. I ain't mean to neglect. But Thibodeau said was good. Hey, TJ said was good. Ball Sports was good with you. Trevon Simon was good. Um, hey, Devon Walker was good. Was good. King James. Hey, was good, Trevon. Calix was good. Leon was good with you. Yoshi. What's happening, Yoshi? Um, Amy, what's up? All right. Hey, Lou, what's good? What's good? But nah, man, like I'm gonna be honest. I think some of y'all, I think a lot of y'all, most of y'all are amazing. I don't think y'all understand that though. The pressure that we put on these kids, we not even allowing kids to be kids. Now there's a time to be on them, right? There's a time to teach them, but your time to teach them is not when they on the field. That's the coach's job. If you didn't like how the coaches coach, that shouldn't have been a organization that you send your kids to. But a lot of parents don't know that their ways are very disruptive. It's very disruptive. It's very dramatic. And that's why I be trying to teach or tell people, man. Sometimes you don't really see things until you literally look at the fact that people are just like they don't know. And that's why I'm saying I don't knock people that don't know certain things. But if you know and still willingly to behave the way that you do, then that's the problem. Why mess it up for your child's future? Like Fanatic said, man, sometimes the kids have to pay for the parents' sins. Like I know a lot of these folks out here, they don't care about you. You see what I'm saying? Like I can literally, if I really wanted to play the game, right? If I really wanted to just be like everybody else, that's easy. I can act like I care about you and really don't. I can do the money grab stuff. I can sit there and act you know, um, like your kid gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. I can act like you got the best team, in America. I can give you false assessments and stuff like that, but I choose to be genuine. I choose to live on truth because long as I tell the truth the first time, I ain't gotta lie to keep the lie. I ain't gotta lie to try to keep a truth going. The truth is the truth. No matter how you try to slice it, dice it, cook it, or clean it, it's the truth. But I ain't gotta make up or try to remember what I said. All I gotta do is live on the truth, and that will forever protect me. You know. So I'm just looking at the way that these kids are, man. A lot of these kids, um, they are with parents. They live with parents who have the best intent, but they go about things the wrong way. You can't do it on your own. Some of these parents don't have a clue. They're going by how people made it years ago. The way that people made it in music industry, they were great rappers, right? The way that people make it now, you have to have an image, you have to have an audience, you have to have a core, you have to be established, you have to have your ass cap. The way that you become successful now, you have to build your brand. You have to be clean cut. You have to go through the process of high school, right? Being one of the top guys, you have to make sure that your ducats are lined up, right? You have to be straight to go to college because people are not going to want to deal with distractions, far as things that you've done on the outside of what they're doing in college. Oh, you didn't rob somebody. Not y'all. I'm sorry, I keep saying you, but I don't mean y'all, right? But the person that robbed somebody, they didn't steal, they didn't did something, that wasn't okay, right? This is behavior that was displayed while they were young, that basically came up, resurfaced within them, that caused them to get kicked out of a college. You know how many people I know that got kicked out of college that had the potential to make it to the highest level? And all the stuff that we think is cute, fun, and games turn around to be what bite them in the end. So all that time that you sat there and wasted, all those coaches that you didn't cursed out, all those distractions and fights that you didn't had at the game, it came back to bite you in the end. It came back to bite you in the end. And people think your emotions should be front and center, right? As opposed to your child's future. So what I mean by that, somebody says something to you, and instead of you ignoring it, and you got a child that's promising, you had to say something back because what you thought or the way that you believe you should have behaved was more important than the fight and bickering that was going to kill your son's career. That was more important to address than that. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. These folks already showed that they're trying to start football at the age of 12 and up. 12 and up. They already showing y'all that they are going for football in other type of sports, contact sports, and trying to get rid of it or the opportunity for you to play until you 12, and we're making it easy. And that's why you see places like College Park where them folks took that facility. And guess what they blamed it on? They blamed it on the smoking. They blamed it on the drinking. They blamed it on the fights. Isn't that the same thing that goes on now? So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I would love for folks to do things, you know, in consideration of their kids. If we do that, I think we'll get a better outcome. But I can tell you this: you can't be on the sideline cussing, man, F this, man, F that, and F this, and then think that your son gonna be at school talking like, hey man, yes, I graduated. Hey, I'm yes, indubitably. I think, my preference is this. No, he's gonna be at school, man, nigga, fuck this, fuck that. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna imitate you. Don't forget, you are your child's first role model. So if everything that you do is cursing out somebody, that's how they're going to behave. They may not do it in front of you, but I can assure you when they amongst each other, that's what is going to be done. That's what's going to be done. And the thing that I hate most is that people don't like truth. People like the drama. Parents be out there, man, you better F that dude up. Or you better do this to him. Only thing we know is destruction collectively. And then wonder why when we in certain situations, it happened the way that it does happen. I just want better for us, man. I don't know if y'all get that out of this. I just want better. I just want to be able to say that, man, look, I understood at one point, it was a detriment to be around each other. Man, that's crazy, man. Hey, KP, I don't got the line set up, man. I should have set it up, man. I didn't even I would have loved for y'all to call in. But man, that stuff was on my heart, man. Cause I was talking yesterday and I listened to it, I played it back, and I'm like, anytime we start talking about anything that involves growth, a lot of people leave. They don't want to hear it, right? And that's why I had to tell people, um, like y'all, a lot of people want to, man, he is square, he's soft, he this. Come on, bro. I grew up, I boxed, I grew up in the streets. Some of the folks that did the most heinous crimes I grew up around, they respected me heavy, right? They knew. They knew me. And I'm sitting up here, and you could tell somebody that's really like that's from the street that want to get out. They're going to address kids they're going to say, hey man, look, bro, I did all this. I did enough of this for you and I both, man. Go to school. That's how I end up in school. A lot of OGs telling me, man, that's where my mistake at. I made a mistake. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm going to go to school. But it's hard, and I understand this too. It's hard for a kid to focus when you ain't got your parents. See, I grew up a ward of the court. I'm from East Oakland, from Brookfield. I grew up a ward of the court. Do you not know how that feel to not grow up with your parents? It's a hurt that you face every day. You don't think about doing nothing at school. You don't think of like a lot of these kids don't have learning disabilities. They just have a hard childhood life because of situations like this. They can't even be friends with other kids that they know no longer on the team with because of the parents. Let that sit in. Let that sink in. Kids that played on the same team that they have a mutual respect for can't even play can't even play with that kid anymore because they no longer on the same team. Parents out here putting these kids out here against each other. Hey man, 7 grade side, what's happening? For sure. Hey, but like that whole thing, it's like we even if we don't want better for ourselves, we should want better for our kids, man. That's the least can be done. But I do understand that some of these parents are jealous of their kids. Some of these parents are jealous of their kids. And so what they try to do is they try to live and take the fame away from the kids and try to apply it to themselves. So they want you to praise them as the parents. Oh, you such and such that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They love that. They love it. They want the attention. They don't really care about the kid because if they did, the kids will have their social media handles done properly. The parents won't be cussing people out from their social media handles, right? They will be out here trying to find ways to make that child money. They will be making sure that the team that they're on is straight. They'll be making sure that this kid have a well-spoken, right? A well-spoken type of behavior, right? Because let's say this. They get in front of they get in front of somebody who can actually change their life financially. And then the person asks them, "Hey man, how your name, man? Just tell me a little bit about yourself." My name is um um. That's another reason why I created this show because in a minute I'm about to start having some of these high school players as well do interviews with me for when they get to the higher stage, they'll be comfortable doing it. What he say? He says, you're wrong on that, Ken. He says some folks just not investing into social media. He says you can't say that. Listen, I listen, I get it, right? But if this what them folks are looking for, it ain't about you. It ain't you said some folks just not invested. I'm talking about also the ones who are but cussing people out from their child's social media handles. And then the other thing is this. You said it shouldn't be about money. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say this. If you have an opportunity to get what is rightfully deserved for you, why not take that opportunity? I know these for sure are kids. This is what you also missing, KP. The world is moving digital. It's moving digital. Oh, no. You mistaken what I'm saying, KP. What I'm saying is some folks are just jealous of their kids. That's a thing. I'm putting that in its own category. I'm not equating that to social media handle. The other part that I'm saying is you do have some people, right? That's using their child's social media handles and they cussing people out. I've had it done to me a few times. I had a picture up and the person got mad at me, cussing me, trying to cuss me out from their child's platform. You see what I'm saying? That's a cute Quentin. Like you said, that's a real thing. You got some parents really, really jealous of their kids. You got some parents that they really only want their child to be successful because it's their child and they're trying to make it to the NFL. They don't really care because it all right, this is the social media handle. Forgive my language. Forgive my language. But I've heard people sit there and say, "Man, you little bitch, you uh little fuck nigga, want your ass, you scared, you this, you that." Like, bro, that's you could talk to your child like that and think that this man gonna talk very proper and all this other stuff. No, he's going to come up and have that same type of attitude towards somebody else. All I'm saying is the kid's supposed to bring out the better part of us. How is just cussing them out is gonna help them. And these are the things that hurt and hinder us, our little kids, right? To not be able to properly speak on social medias, do interviews, to talk to those folks. But like I say, KP, you rather them folks get your money or you make the money. You rather them folks, like Fanatic said, I heard the Cali all in them curse words. Used to it. Said Ken, the best thing I ever learned was exposure leads to expansion. Exposure leads to expansion, right? But who usually monetize that exposure? Them folks. So you telling me to wait till you said between 8 and 18, right? While them folks is making money off of you don't make none off it for yourself. And this is somebody that has never charged anybody. So you know I'm not all about the money. He says you asking people who never left the 285 to act like they know how to act. I'm from Thomasville Height Projects, bro. He says, but I had to leave Atlanta to grow. I get you. I feel you, right? I'm from East Oakland, a place where it was always in the top 10 murder capital. I told you, I have people that I used to rock with who played Grand Theft Auto, who went out and lived Grand Theft Auto. I was also a ward of the court. I didn't grow up with my parents and none of that. Bro, I've been around the most streetest dudes ever. Bro, that ain't no excuse. It ain't an excuse. But I agree with you. I did have to leave. I left there, but I came to Atlanta. That's where I grew at because I saw a lot of solidarity. I saw unison. I saw for the first time a lot of black folks, getting along, not willing to you know fight for every little thing. Right? Went to school, went to college, went to Clark. So, bro, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Sound good. I was always a good person in a bad spot, in a bad neighborhood. I was always a good person. I ain't let that make me steal from nobody, kill nobody, um, not look at people, in a certain light. I played sports. I tried to stay out the street. You know what I'm saying? Even though it found me, a lot of time, I didn't let it define me, bro. I just knew I was confined in this little box. I just had to leave it. I just had to leave it. So I don't want that to be an excuse for these kids because the thing about it is a lot of these parents know better, but they won't allow their kids to do anything opposite of what they do. Why? Because it's one of those situations I don't want my child to supersede me. A lot of these parents are jealous of their kids. I keep saying that. They know the route that these kids hanging around going down is not is not sustainable. But guess what? They okay with it. Long as you hard, you willing to talk about pistols, play with pistols and all that. That's cool for the parent. A lot of them, probably from your neighborhood as well. That's okay. But you a nerd if you're heavy into them books. Ah man, you a nerd. You a nerd if you choose to be right, to do things right. We only we only accept the bad in what we do. Even I did it. What's up, my guy?
What's up, Ken? Hey,
Nah,
man,
man.
bro, like everything you said today, you've been on point. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I think the problem is? Every time something like this happens, nobody's held accountable. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like nobody's held accountable. Like, well, ain't no way like our kids at a youth football game should ever experience fighting or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like trash talking, 1,000%. You know, it's gonna happen. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's just the belly of the beast. But like once it gets like physical or like super like just I mean I mean you got to know when to cut it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's the thing. Like accountability now. Now guess what? Now if something happens with your team or your organization, whatever it is. Now you gonna have a bad mark on your organization. You know what I'm saying? Like man, like
For
don't invite.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and now guess what? Now you shouldn't get exposure because I mean if that's what you bring in, like don't nobody want to have that at their events.
Right. Exactly. And it doesn't serve a purpose for anybody because if you're doing all that, bro, that mess follows you. That's the one thing that they don't realize. if every time you are somewhere and fights break out, that associate you
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, I don't want to deal with this person. And
And
I
it's,
always equate it back to like music, because that's what a lot of people understand. It's like the artist. If the artist get booked in every club that he goes to, there's a fight that breaks out, a bunch of shooting, they're going to stop, hiring that person.
yeah. But like I said, it all goes back to accountability. And I'm gonna give you an example of something that happened last year, right? With one of the teams in our league, right? It was a very like highly anticipated like 9U game that was happening, like two
Mhm.
of the top teams. So like people was like, look, man, it's gonna be tensions going on because it's two of the top teams. One of the head coaches is like, listen, I don't want no BS. Cool, so you know how it happens when two great teams play each other. There's gonna be, kids are gonna go extra hard. So maybe it was like a late hit or something. So the coaches are trying to control it. Parents start running on the field, right? It,
Mm.
it escalates. It ended up in the parking lot. Fight ends up breaking out.
Yep.
Now, guess what this coach did though? Parent that started that fight, he cut that parent from that team and said, "You're not going to tarnish my name or my organization." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, and if everybody followed that procedure, I mean, I think it'll cut that. But until they do,
Yep.
it's just going to keep happening.
What did he say? He says sports fanatic national football killed youth sports. National football kill youth sports. Do you agree with that, Yoshi?
It, I don't think it killed it, but I think it brought politics into it, and it's just hard because I mean, you get exposure in national football.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great for the kids, but I also think it highlights the negative when there's negative things going on.
For
So
sure.
it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks what happened to Darian. You know what I'm saying? Like his event got killed because of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, is he gonna learn from it and not invite those teams again, or is he just gonna, I mean, that's just things that.
Nah, here's the thing, Yoshi. It's the behavior that I displayed earlier. Why these folks don't know how to behave. I know how they think because I was in that environment, you know what I'm saying? Like more than half of my life.
But that's the
So
thing.
I
I think 70% of us parents come from that environment. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And
It,
some of us have outgrown it, and others haven't.
right.
You know what
So
I'm saying? Like I could sit here and disagree with you 1,000%, but I'm still cool with you because I know I'm disagreeing with something that you talking about. I don't mean I gotta hate you as a person, or mean
right.
I gotta
And
have
that's what we
animosity.
haven't learned. That's what we haven't learned. So a disagreement means that you either hating or you don't like me. You
Yeah,
see
well,
what I'm
not,
saying? It
and
takes the
that's
maturity side for
yeah,
somebody to understand that.
yeah,
You know what
which
I'm
is
saying? Go
yeah,
ahead
which is
though.
crazy because people. I mean, people disagree all the time. I could disagree with you on one thing, but agree with like I disagree with you on on
You already know the Brick City stuff, yeah.
1,000%. But other things, I'm like, well, damn, he's right about that. Like today, that's why I called in today to show people, like, bro, just because we disagree on something, it don't mean I dislike the person. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. I tell people, man, Yoshi, my guy. I don't know what y'all like. We can agree to disagree. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And that's how it goes. But I'm really just trying to just shine light that look, bro. These people may not care about it because they want to talk about the story later on, about how they fought and what this person said, but they ignore the damage that it does to the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at you as the parent and then they say, hell nah, I'm not taking that kid because this parent gonna be involved. I don't want to deal with that. Nope, we're gonna pass on them.
yeah. But the crazy part is somebody will take them.
That's crazy. Let them deal with that headache.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be their first choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's where I'm at with it. Like, man, we just gotta do better, man. Like when we go to a game, that should be the most safest place that we feel to be at.
One thousand
You know what I'm
percent.
saying? Not worried about whether somebody gonna jump us or whether I say something right or wrong. And then the biggest thing that I see is that people are very hypocritical. And the reason why I say that is because if they're winning, they want to rub it in your face. Ah, yeah, we good, we the best. But if they're losing and you do it, now they want to fight.
Yeah. See, and this like I don't know if you've noticed like how like we always gonna talk before a game. You know what I'm saying? Once we've won our game or whatever the outcome is all right, bro. Good game. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
right,
because then like I mean you gotta like people say, bro. Like you gotta know how to win. Like if you won, okay, bro. Kids gonna celebrate, blah blah blah. But guess what? Hey, say good game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the
right.
boys fought. They fought back.
Yep. Yeah, man. So like that, I just woke up, man. To be honest, bro, I was gonna have some different topics. I was gonna kind of touch on the Darian stuff because I think that's a disservice to him, bro. Like
Yeah,
this man sitting up
puts a
there
lot of
trying.
time into youth football. Like that's one of the what I'm saying. Like him, that, like it's just people that have, I mean, pour their heart and soul into it, and it happens to them, unfortunately.
Right.
So
Hold on. He says you said you have a team that's based in a certain area, but bring in players out of town. He says you think that that kid that's coming from out of town ain't starting. I don't know. That's how I mean that's whoever, like does that. But
But
man,
I mean, if we gonna keep it 1,000%, if a kid is coming from out of town, he's probably 100% starting. Ain't nobody coming out of town to not start.
I don't know. That's up to them. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm just
I
saying. Like,
seen a few
listen,
cases.
a coach is not gonna tell you, "Hey, bro, come drive 3 hours for me," and you're not gonna start. You know what I'm saying? Or come take a flight
I,
with me, and you're not gonna start.
I don't know. I think I seen a couple of them.
Uh, I'm, I just never seen it personally, but I mean, like I say, you probably follow. I mean, you probably know about the nation. I mean, nationwide more than me. I mean,
Yeah. Nah, I see it, man. Sometimes, bro, it's not as hard as you believe it is now, Yoshi, because people just want to be on start. I mean, they want to be on the team that won. You know what I'm saying? They got some nationals and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, man, listen, I just want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's that mindset now.
yeah, I guess I could see that. I
You
mean,
see what I'm saying?
but that's gonna hurt you come high. This is what I tell people, man. Like, this is fun and all, but it really just like all this is supposed to prep you for high school. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's all. Like that's what youth football is. And I mean, I see people say it all the time. Like, don't go to a stacked school if you're gonna sit in the bench for 2 years. Because nowadays you sit on the bench for 2 years, and now your junior year where you're supposed to start, now senior transfer in.
Yep.
Guess what? Now you stuck.
Yep. Yep, you definitely that's why I tell people, man, like go through the grit, man, the grind, the adversity is only gonna help you in the long run. Not create the entitlement that you end up building over the course of the years. But Trevon says he says, nah, you said you ain't starting if you don't know the plays.
But so that depends because I mean he's right about that. But some people don't care. I mean they might just. I mean it depends on your coaching staff. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good
That is a tough.
conversation for.
No, $1. But like I said, like I mean, if your son's like plays D line or like receiver where you could just tell him the route, I mean, those are kind of plug in and play players. Definitely can't
man,
be no quarterback. You got to be there. I mean, even like I tell people, even offensive line, like the timing and the schemes, like you really got to know that to be able to play.
for sure, for sure. And I could definitely see. I listen. I don't recommend no quarterback that's good enough to sit on the bench. If you know that you good, go to a lesser org or something. I don't know, but I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that because
So
you
so
need.
here's a lot of arguments that we have here down south, right? Down south, they say national ball has ruined rec ball because now it's so many stacked teams that go play national and they'll just run through. It's not it's congested on to certain teams, so there's like come league play, there's no competition.
I don't know.
Like bro, just everything. There's a double-edged sword to everything. You know what I'm saying?
It for sure is. It for sure is, man. We say most national coaches can't coach. Hey, man, how often you take aside your own time, man, and work with your son?
Who are you asking?
You,
Me?
yeah.
I mean, last year I used to work with him. I mean, bro, in the off season, I try to get him training at least 3 times a week. To be honest.
Fanatic says, what he say? He said, "This ain't college. Should no kids sit on the bench?" He said, "You're not developing in just practice." And what do you think? What do you say to those that swear up and down that if you with a team that's stacked and you're practicing that somehow transferred to being on the field for real?
So, and I can only say this from my experience, right? From my experience, like that's what I'm saying. Like I think everybody has to really sit back and evaluate the situation they're in. Like our kids, our linemen, our our DBs, our receivers, they go against the best 4 or 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, bro, like we have kids that are top 100s players on the bench, not because they can't start. It's just because these guys might do one thing a little better when we need them to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, man, like these kids really are going against the best every single day. So where game comes, it becomes just easier for them. So
Yeah, but I think you said something too a while ago, Yoshi, when you were saying, hey, hold on one second. Uh, yeah, I think you were saying something like I was saying like how some people, right, even if they getting blew out, they don't like kids don't get in the game, and you was like, damn, like they ain't getting in the game. That's crazy, right? Y'all aim is to at least try to see, like if y'all blowing somebody out, y'all try to make sure that everybody touch the field. A lot of people ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even though you're on the team, right? And they want to put the starters in, even in a moment of blowout, the kids that's on that team still not getting in. So like what do you say to that?
yeah, like that. To me, that's crazy because if you coaching, like you say you coaching, I mean, you should be able to rely on every kid.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there hasn't been one game we've played where not every single one of our kids touched the field. We like that's where like we coach different packages. Like there is no first team, second team. No, it's blue team, gold team. Like hey, gold team goes out this series. That's why like if you watch our film, like every other series is a whole bunch of different players out there. And that's one thing. Like all our kids root for each other too. You know what I'm saying? Like they see the hard work that goes into the practice. But this is like a hard team to find like this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's kids that leave our team and just become starters at other teams because they're that good. They really are that good.
Hey man, I seen a coach up by, I want to say damn near 40. Put the kids in, and the other team got like a long run, and they took the kid right back out. All the kids right back out. It was the second screen, but they took them right back out. I mean, this is fourth quarter. You talk about running clock. It was no way that they was gonna lose that game. Took them out. I was mind blown after that, bro. I said, "Wow!" Like it was crazy, and I couldn't get behind that. I can't rock with that, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you say that.
yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, if the parents, I mean, it all
Hold on,
falls off that.
yeah, you sounding bad right now, Yoshi. You got a static on your phone. Hey, KP, man, I gotta start the line. If I don't start the live with the lines on, I don't think it worked. But like, I can like send a link to your IG. If you want to do that for me. But man, ah. I feel a little bit relieved. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like, what I say or none of that. That's why sometimes I be at the game, man. I be talking to certain people and I be having some dudes look at me like, what I'm saying? I be seeing them burning through me, man. They eyes be burning through me, be looking through me. And I know it's from some of the stuff that I say, but at the same time, I don't care because at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about your child's future, not yours. You damn near lived your life. I'm concerned about these babies, you know. And if I see something being done that's not conducive to their future, then I'm gonna say something. Like no, nobody, your child not gonna succeed doing it that way. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But
But you definitely it was a great subject, Ken, and I think people should definitely be aware of it. You know what I'm saying?
oh yes, sir. But nah, hey, that's my hour, man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. AKP.
Uh,
I bet. AKP, I'm gonna get with you, man. Yeah, like I say, I'll make sure I had the lines open later on tonight. In case you want to call in. But he said, I don't care about that practice. Is good. He said, but coaches developing kids that they depending on. He said, not going to say all coaches, but some. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Trayvon said, Yoshi, do all he said, do y'all have any first year kids? Oh, yeah, I don't know. He said you never been to a voodoo practice. Hey, nah, hey, I mean, I get it, but in the game reps, it's a little different because you got people trying to take your head off for real. In practice, you can't hit the quarterback. You got to stop, right? You can't go as hard as you want to. Hey, shout out to the Diamond Boys. I think you only lost one game, right? Shout out to the Diamond Boys. Hey, send me Hellcat. Send me a DM so I can know y'all page, Diamond Boys page, so I can make sure. He says, hey, appreciate you, KP. He says, next time, bro, I listen every day, man. Hey, bro, I thank y'all. Hey, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. Excuse me for those who I may have offended. I just only want better for us in general. I just think that there's a opportunity for a lot of us, a lot of our kids to make some funds. You know what I'm saying? And to have financial wealth, right? To build you know, generational wealth. But we can only do that when we change the lenses, right? When we look at the folks that actually have the money, just watch how they move. You know, it's nothing like the way that we move. We don't flash money, we don't show money, we don't just spend a ton of money. We, you know, we invest, we look for ways to make more money, right? We do those type of things. And we got to get in that mindset if we really want to win. And you know, and that's what I'm trying to get us to see for the future, you know, especially for the kids. So hey man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all tonight.